Is that gonna matter, or you can?
Yeah, I know that's fine because it's Dominican. I'm repping Dominican too.
My guy, how you doing?
Good, but that's my Russian.
Cheers.
También conocido como el ruso loco.
Is there a reason like you've been more on the low key side like the last 10 plus years?
Well, first it came out, it was picking up steam. Then the newspapers did that thing. The CP24, they put the report came out at 6. I was invited to CP24 and stuff like that to do the thing, but I declined it. When they put it on at 6, the report came on. And the scene that was like that got everything heated for everything, right? It's like when there was like a person sitting like this, like you know the Inspector Gadget, right? The claw, and then that person turned around like this, like, and that's Bill Blair, the chief at the time, the chief of police, and he's saying, we're gonna arrest everybody. They don't know who I am on my face and everything, but right from that time, I'm getting 100 calls. Yo, why are you making us famous? What the fuck? Yo. Like, I get 100 calls, right? So I'm getting 100 threats, whatever, like, you know, what's happening and stuff. So ever since then, it got crazy. When I put it out, I just sold it and stuff like that, but I wasn't really going to parties like I used to and stuff like clubs, not clubs, but like those release parties or whatever, concerts and stuff, right? I was still putting it out, still kept the same location where I lived at, still had the same phone, but I was just not actively going to locations and stuff like that, right? Because it was heat, so I didn't really want to be out that much. I was born in Russia, Nizhny Novgorod. Россия навсегда, братва.
When did you come here?
I came here when I was 10. It was a horrible situation in Russia at the time. I didn't want to come here. For like 3 months, we lived at my distant uncle's house. Didn't speak any English. My brother didn't speak. I spoke 3 words, like dog, hi, and something else. So then we moved to Hyde Park and Bloor. And then I went to Runnymede. It's like a school of like 7th generation Ukrainians, lots of jocks. You know, hey, right on, boys, like those kind of guys. So it was very hard to blend in. It was tough for me, man. Like the adjustment was tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because mentally I wasn't on the same page as these guys. We moved to Saga because we couldn't buy a house in Toronto. Even then, it was like out of our reach. So that's how I ended up in Glen Forest. I started listening to Terror Squad, Big Pun. That's my favorite rapper. I started chilling with like Jamaicans, Chinese, like Pakistanis, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the hip hop crew. And then that's my whole life changed from then on. So from like end of grade 9, I was into this stuff, into the rap scene. I came here at 10, and then I went back to live on my own at 19 to Russia. I had to relearn like how to write a lot of the stuff and shit. I was fighting there. I want to fight against, I've lost a lot of fights, but this fight is the one that got me respect. I want to fight against the guy that's 2 heads taller than me. And that, when I came back from that fight, the whole university knew about it. So I had respect from all the guys in the university. I was around a lot of influences. So when I came back, I was not fearing anything. That's what I would never have the guts to do it if I came out of Glen Forest and just went to do it. It's because I came back from Russia. I was ready for anything. I mean, I'm not the biggest guy, but I'm like inside the heart was burning, you know? But shout out to the crooks, shout out to curling.
Before we were talking about using websites like T.Wire as a way to like get a hold of artists.
You see some guys, they put up flags where they're from, and then they put the block where they're from. Just hit them like straight up like this. Yo, brother, you're really from this block? Because I'm doing this thing right now. And I had like a little paragraph that I typed up. Yo, this is what I'm doing. But I only got into 2 blocks with that, and 1 was unsuccessful.
How long did it take you to shoot the whole thing?
3 or 4 months. I shot Finch in 5 days. To pull all those hoods off is not easy. And it's shout out to Young Grove. You got it, but like I really like to say what up to him right now, see him and say what up to him, because he was a great guy, you know what I'm saying? He dropped me off at my house and shit like that. Shout out to Young Grove. And to everybody, shout out Joe Black, C4.
What was it like editing your documentary?
I don't want to say too much, but my cuts, they saved a lot of, they saved a lot of people. Anybody that's telling a story, if the next story looks like it flows good with that story, I'll put it.
How did you first distribute it?
I hit up every single spot directly.
So you directly like...
Yeah, I went to Malvern, brother. It took me 2.5 hours to get to Malvern. But I went to Malvern Town Center. That was the process. You come into to barber shops and stuff. And you're saying, brother, you want to sell this? And a lot of guys were dishonest. But every single place I've been at, I sold it on my own. Like I hit that spot up, and then I developed a certain relationship with those guys. And then I had my boy Curly was selling stuff in Saga too, you know?
When did you start noticing like the traction from your work?
I knew it was gonna blow up. I'm not gonna name his name, but I really want to, but I'm not. He's telling me, bro, I wouldn't do this. And don't tell me I didn't tell you. I said, no, he said, I wouldn't put this out. I'm saying, brother, I'm putting this out. It's gonna be the biggest thing ever. I already knew this fucking shit's gonna be crazy. You finish the job or you die, whatever, while you're on your way to finishing it. So it's not a loss, you know what I'm saying? Because you believe it till the end.
The documentary was in newspapers as well too.
Yeah, for sure. The Star, The Star, Globe and Mail, National Post. I'm not fucking with those guys, but National Post, Russian newspapers. I don't know the name of it, but I still got it in my house.
Was there ever a point while making the documentary that you wanted to like scrap it?
I'm a person that has the same interests my whole life. I don't scrap anything. I wanted to go to Wilner. A young guy brought me in there. Shout out to him though. It's not his fault, you know? And then like I had to talk to a guy and he said, "What are you doing here?" But it was still a conversation, you know what I'm saying? Some of the guys, they wanted to be prepared for it too, because when they see other hoods, they were ready, and then they're not ready, right? It just kind of makes it the hood look not strong enough, you know what I mean?
Were there other places that you filmed that didn't make the cut?
I filmed at Parma Court. Young Tony was in there too. That was a 100% mutual decision. We're gonna scrap it. There wasn't enough in it to put it out. Neptune, scrapped it. 400, I scrapped it. It was just like basically guys messed up and guys freestyle. That's it.
Were there other places that you wanted to film?
For sure. Like I wanted to film a region. I didn't get in because the park was divided. It's huge. You could not walk in there without a permission. Say Jamestown really wanted to go to. Malvern I wanted to go to. Galloway I wanted to go to. Jungle.
We could have been watching a whole different documentary.
Yeah, I wouldn't be alive if I really put out everything. I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. I would have to leave the country and never come back here again if I really put out everything.
Your first batch, did you make a whole big
I think
batch?
150 was my first batch, 150. Played a record, was pushing sometimes 500. I had an online website, and then guys were ordering from Calgary, from like some people from other countries and stuff. From the US, a few people ordered. But yeah, I sold a lot of spots. One time I had like 20 different spots.
Were you doing all these videos by yourself, or did you have like a whole team?
So everything's filmed by me, edited by me, and put out by me. The cover was done by my boy Oleg.
Did you ever have incidents of like bootleg DVDs?
So everybody bootlegged. I went to I forgot the name of the store, but some like white store, like white video store, like a Blockbuster, like one of those like on Queen Street, like the good part of Queen Street. And I came in, I'm like, brother, what are you doing? It's like, yeah, I see my videos. Say, oh, I'm like, bro, I'm the guy that fucking filmed this shit. You got to take the shit out right now. He's like, oh, yeah. He got scared a little bit, right? I'm like, bro, you got to get the shit out of here, bro. Like, it's my shit. Why are you doing this thing? It's like a rental thing, right? He's putting my shit to rent. Everybody was bootlegging, including like China, like in Chinatown, they had the, you know, the roll out the carpet, like in that spot, and they had my DVD on there with like all the other like Blockbuster films, and my DVD was there.
So you're going around the city and you're seeing your bootleg DVD in other people's stores?
If I see it, I'll call them out on it.
Do you still have the original footage from the documentaries?
100% no. A really serious guy asked me, and he was very nice, but he was in charge of a lot of shit, right? Got me into a lot of spots, and he said like, yo, the man's real angry right now, brother. So, and he took it all upon himself. It's like, yo, I need the footage right now. I was in my grandma's with all my shit. I have my tapes there just in case they're saying, yo, if they raid you. So I didn't have my tapes in my house. I had it in my grandma's in Rich Grove. So I came out there, I'm like, yo, let's cut the and then he's like, yo, I'm gonna pick it up. So I gave him his tapes. I'm sitting there, you know what I'm saying? Let's fuck everything up, right? So we're sitting there cutting every single tape into pieces, me and my grandma. I knew I was gonna do this shit, you know what I'm saying? I was doing like Russian like jobs, like, yo, you wrap carrot packets till I pay my rent, boom, and then I'm out there filming.
Did you buy a camera strictly for the purpose to make this documentary?
Yeah, 100%. It's strictly bought for that. I was doing like, Mr. Smith 3 times. You have to mention the guest name 3 times. Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith. So I was doing all that shit. I was horrible at it because sometimes my nose was bleeding because I was listening to Project Bounce all night. So at 2:50, 2:30 Project Bounce finished. And then the shift started at 5 a.m. Like, you had to come as a bus at 5:30 a.m. So I had like 2.5 hours sleep. So I came up tired. You know, when you don't sleep enough, your nose is bleeding shit. So I was horrible as a busser for that. I could not care less. I was already filming the footage and then coming to serve Mr. Smith. I don't care about Mr. Smith at this point, right?
How did you come up with the name, The Real Toronto?
That name came from Scandalous, from the Empire. He's the one that said, why don't you call it The Real Toronto? That's where he came up with the name.
Did you ever think about doing a sequel to it?
Yeah, if guys let me and they didn't spread rumors that I was snitching and working with cops and stuff like that, I would have done 2 and 3.
What have you been up to recently?
Trying to connect with DR, trying to build a bridge with DR. I've been learning Spanish for less than 2 years, but you know, I made a lot of headway.
Did you ever think about getting back into the film industry?
With you guys right now, with the dogs, I'm thinking about it, you know? Everything that I'm here because You connect with me. This relationship is 2 years old, right? So since then, I was thinking about coming back and stuff like that. Basically, the fucking thing is to fucking get respect back in my own city. This is my first time that I'm really saying something, right? So I'm gonna get back to this stuff, but which type of content? It might not be like the real Toronto type of content. I like to create content what is happening in my life, about my personal life and stuff like that, right? I draw. So in 2019. I was out at Luna, whatever, nightclub or whatever. Like it's dance, my brother likes to dance. I came out and like a bus hit me. I woke up and the bus driver was standing there with like, everything's good. And the bus is near me. I got a concussion. After that, I was in my house a lot. I couldn't work. So I was sitting at home. What am I gonna do? And I got back into drawing because I was always drawing as a kid, but never took my level up.
I put out a documentary myself. I called it The Retour, and it was 100% inspired by your piece, you know,
sick,
every single aspect.
You got Robin Banks in his prime, is sick, yeah.
Yeah, I was really just trying to take your blueprint and do it with the artists from my era.
Just a different time, you know what I'm saying? So everything worked differently. You see my documentary, everybody's mask off. Only guys that are really, you know, that got mask on. Everybody else is mask off. Everybody is telling. They're more open. They're telling their stories. They're talking about what's happening in this stuff. I'm not talking hot stories, just like any stories. I'll tell you one thing, one difference. And I thought about this. Right now, you have to be known and respected. Oh, not even respected. Known and have views, and for to come into a spot, for them to invite you in. And with those views, they invite you in because they know that those views are gonna give that rapper the power to blow up. Back then, I was a no-name with a camera, with nothing. You come in right now with a no-name, a Russian guy with nothing. You walk in the hood right now and then you say, I'm just doing this stuff, and nobody knows you. You can't look you up, how many views you have. You don't have no videos that you shot or nothing. You're just a guy that came through. You're a white guy, a Russian guy. Okay, so neutral, right? And not neutral. That's what my boy used to tell me, like Crooks. Used to say, bro, you know what? You're neutral, right? So it's easier to answer like that. And nobody's really has a financial benefit of you coming in, but they still invite you in. You're not doing that shit right now, right? So it's not the same organic entrance. You know what I'm saying?
How did you get that name? The Mad Russian.
I was originally known as the original Book, and the original, it came from the Jamaican influence, because the original sound original, you know? So that came from that. But I used to freestyle with that name, but then the Mad Rapper came out, and he has the double D too. The Mad Rapper. You guys know? He used to do the recaps of every year, right? Yep. Uncle Murder took that, and he caught it, like he took the torch from him, basically, right? The man, you don't know, right? He knows everything. You know what I'm saying? So the Mad Rapper, I'm like, bro, I'm always mad too. I'm Russian. And I took the Mad, and I just put the Russian. So it's the Mad Rapper that I took the Mad, the double D from, and I just added the Russian. Are
you still in tune with the Toronto hip hop scene? Or?
I wake up to that. And when I was in Russia, I walked. When I went back to Russia, it was like, there was no internet. I didn't have a cell phone until 2005 or something, 6? 5. 5, I think I had a phone, or 4 or 5. When I was in Russia, I didn't have a phone. So I walked to internet cafes for like 2 hours. I was sometimes hammered, walked to internet cafes just to check up what's happening. Used to Hip Hop Canada. Shout out Hip Hop Canada, but not the matter. Huh? Internet cafes in Russia, just to see what's happening in Toronto rap scene.
Rush, would you ever be open to having a real Toronto reunion?
The guys? Yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%. If one person from that DVD wants to see me, I'm reaching to whatever spot to talk to him. 100%.
Love.
Yeah, I don't know. Yo, I have to throw at least something, bro. I look like a lazy motherfucker. I'm just chilling back and drinking.
I'm not sure if most people know, but you're also an amazing illustrator.
I don't think I'm amazing, but bro, I'm working for it, because I've already put in 5 years. Sometimes when I was like in, not depression like myself, but like when it's hard to wake up and stuff, then I was drawing for like 6 hours a day. You know what I mean? So it really helps me deal with a lot of stuff. What's next for me? It's hard to say, but something for sure. And I really want to get back to the scene, you know? And I'm gonna always say that my resurrection came from you, you know what I'm saying? Because you're the one that really did this thing, you know what I'm saying? You're the one that brought me this, you're the one that really got me to do this interview, you know what I'm saying? You brought me to your crib, like it's trust, and I respect that.
I appreciate that, bro. I'm happy to be, you know, a part of history, you know, and to tell a story from someone that's been able to do what a lot of people would like to do. And when I say that, I don't mean to do a documentary in your style, but to create a piece of work that would be remembered for decades to come.
There's not that many guys that really analyze the mentality and stuff like that that are willing to learn all the units of every subsite. Because before I did that stuff, I learned how many units every subsidized housing has, how many floors, where it's at, like what are the plazas next to it, what are the stores. Like I'm like a nerd in that sense, you know what I'm saying? That like I want to know everything. Like I really want to know what's happening, you know what I'm saying? So I did like I was in that, my mom comes in, what are you fucking doing? And I'm moving the map like 1 centimeter at a time. And I did that for like 6 months, trying to learn every unit. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, yo, don't worry, this means something. I don't know what it means yet, but it's gonna lead to something. That's only like one fraction of how it really is in reality. But you have to study everything virtually, and then when you come to reality, it's gonna help you. But it's not gonna do everything, but then you're more ready when it comes to reality.
Is there anything that you wish you could tell people that they may not know about you, or that they may have gotten confused about the perspective or the narrative of you?
Anybody from my DVD, you can holler at me. You know, the Real Tron DVD. I'm willing to. I'll link up like one-on-one. You'll say we can discuss stuff. If there's some issues, that whatever happened, we'll link up one-on-one. We can discuss stuff. That's nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that believe any kind of rumors or whatever, I'm not even worried about that. But I hope that, you know what I'm saying, guys holler at me on a positive note and just know that, you know, I'm back. Mad Russian. Russo loco. Безумный русский нахуй. And I want to give a shout out to my Russian brothers. You know what I'm saying? Let me do this, man. Витасяра, Димон, Серега, Васян, братуха, Андрюха. Всем вам привет, братва. Спасибо за поддержку, нахуй. Вся моя группа, всем вам привет, ребята. Мы прорвемся, нахуй, обещаю. Россия навсегда, нахуй. Yeah, but basically what I'm saying is like, anybody, you know what I'm saying, that really feel that wants to discuss something, just hit me up with the Real Tron on DVD and then we can link up and discuss anything. It's not a problem, you know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing to hide out there. If you believe the rumors, bro, I feel sorry for you because I'm a real motherfucker and I still have the same circle of friends and everything. So it's your loss, you know what I'm saying? Respect for everything, boss.
I appreciate this conversation, and I appreciate you know, really speaking to the world about something that is very, very personal to you.
Let me shout my son. One son. Let me shout my son. Сынок, мы прорвемся нахуй. Я тебя люблю, братуха, сыночек. Мы прорвемся, я тебе обещаю. My son. Basically, what I'm saying is, I do this everything for my son. You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy journey, but we're gonna make it. I'm just saying that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do this. I'm with my son forever.
Anyone that's ever seen your documentary, I feel like this is a great follow-up to see what the man himself has been up to and to hear his story. So, thank you, bro.
Respect, my brother. I'm only here because of you. You know what I'm saying? CK, shout out, my boss. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here I'm here because I trust you guys, you know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna bring me back into the style. But if I ever really blow up or something, you already know I'm always loyal to my brothers. So that's what I'm gonna say.
That's what's up. By the fire.